Hi, my name is Reverend Trey Harris. I'm with Randy's Heart Universal Life Church, and this is Easter Sunday. We celebrate Easter Sunday to remember that Jesus died on Calvary for all sinners to be cleansed of their sins. And this to me is one of the greatest, absolute greatest love stories ever told. One man made of flesh and blood like you and me decided that he was going to give his life for millions of countless of others to be washed clean by the blood of the Lamb. To be rid of all sin in God's eyes so that humanity itself could start over again with a clean slate. It could be renewed. We're told over and over again that Jesus died for our sins, and that's why we celebrate Easter. I don't believe that's the whole reason why we celebrate Easter. Let me explain it a little further. In pagan religions, they believe that Easter has nothing to do with Jesus dying on the cross for our own sins. To them, it's a celebration of rebirth for the world, a celebration of procreating, if you will. Hence a symbolic gesture of the Easter eggs. One theory is that rabbits were included to celebrate the spring festival, and they too represented procreation because of their unique ability to produce hundreds and hundreds of offspring in a lifetime. And personally, I'm really glad that they didn't pick roaches. I don't know if you can picture it, but just give me a minute. Peter the cotton-tailed roach doesn't really sound as attractive. So you really should be thanking God for Easter and that it's about Jesus and not roaches. So, back to my point. I'm not quite sure at what point that the two stories mesh together. I don't really think that there were bunny rabbits at the crucifixion, handing out chicken eggs with pastel colors to the children in celebration of Jesus dying on the cross. I just don't see that. Do I believe that Jesus died on the cross for our sins? Yes, of course I do. Do I believe he rose from the dead and made himself known to a few choice people who followed him? Not quite. There are countless questions as to whether Jesus was a human being or a spiritual being. Honestly, who cares whether he was or not? When I think of Easter and what it means to me, that question never really comes to mind. So many people and religions believe that they have to have a logical rhyme or reason for the way things happen, or for a rhyme or reason for miraculous things to occur. They need to grasp the concept of one man whose sole purpose in life was to lead those who needed compassion, love, to feel like somebody cared for them, and cared for the outcast when society said that the poor, sick, lame, deaf, unwed with children were not worthy of the love of God or to be a part of their society. One man made the decision to take the entire world's sins, burdens, and transgressions on his shoulders and into his heart, and sacrifice his own body, mind, and spirit for the sins so that the entire world could be cleansed. That's a huge weight to put on somebody's shoulders. But this man was willing to do that for everyone. He gave his own life to save the world, basically. Most of the religions that I've encountered in my experience have more or less focused on Jesus' death, more on Jesus' death with the Easter story than the miracles and all the wonderful things that happened afterwards. it says in the Bible that Jesus rose on the third day. They rolled the stone away from the entrance of the tomb, only to find that Jesus' body wasn't there. Many people have theories and their own beliefs about what happened to Jesus' body. Some believe that his body was stolen by the locals. Some believe that his body was taken spiritually by God. I believe God's resurrection was a spiritual one. Christ appeared to his disciples on the seventh day. The seventh day being, in our time, Sundays. And that's why we hold church on Sundays. Because it's the holy day, it's the Sabbath day, it's the seventh day. So he appeared, he had appeared to several people. In Exodus 20, verse 8 through 11, it's just a verse about, just to kind of explain why the Sabbath day is holy, and why it was important on the seventh day that Jesus appeared to the disciples and his followers. Remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. 6 days shall you labor and do all your work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath day of the Lord your God. In it you shall not labor, nor son, nor daughter, nor servant, nor maid, nor cattle, nor stranger that is in your gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, and the sea, and all that they are, and rested on the seventh day. That is when the Lord blessed the seventh day and hallowed it. It was an important event in the Bible for Jesus to appear to his followers on the seventh day. It also says in the Bible, on the third day, Jesus rose from the dead. This particular part of the Easter story is probably one of most